We need to get some housing placed in for these idiots, which the tavern build will do just that. So we'll then start the work order for it, and eventually the builder will make their way down to it. What we will then need to do in the meantime is to start thinking about how to future-proof our resources, because we'll only get so much from this one block before it changes form again. And that's where botany pots and mystical agriculture then come into play. We now more or less have dirt growing for us infinitely, with them just coming down as dirt essence into this chest. But we will need a lot more botany pots to start growing some more resources, which means we're going to need a lot of clay. And we can make clay up by using some dirt essence alongside some water essence, with water essence just simply then being grown from some water seeds, which we will need an infusion altar in order to make them. And in order to make the infusion altar, there's the builder just fallen off, excellent. And in order to make the infusion altar, we are going to need some gold alongside red carpets and some stone. I think for the altar and the pedestals, we are going to require 10 pieces of gold in total. And we have a whopping 0 at the moment by the looks of it. I thought we at least had 1 or 2 blocks. So we're going to need to get to mining. Although we clearly have gotten some gold ore up at some point because we've completed a task. So there's 1 block, 9 to go. We have another new builder, so let's recall them to the hut, and they've started work on the tavern build. Hopefully they will do a lot better a job than that previous idiot. Yes, you will be needing some tools, I'm guessing. He is requesting in some shears. Is that because we have some leaves above it? Yes, we do. Well, I can take care of the trees here very quickly, just to ensure that that isn't going to interfere. So you will no longer need some shears then, so let's cancel that and you get back to work. We have mined a block 373 times, and I'm wondering if anything's going to turn different at 400. Hardened stone. Well, that sure as hell took a while to do, but that's it now mined out, and we're straight back on mining up even more here. And there's a creeper, which will only explode there actually, and that's because we are within the colony's boundary at the moment, which I think means that explosions are turned off. I was kind of curious as to if they would do that, if they did show up, so that's always good to see. Hello you. We're about to come up onto 400 mines, and we just get a skeleton from it, so nothing has changed at least at the moment. Hopefully we will still be able to carry on and get some gold, could we not? Oh well, there's some diamond at least, so that's rather handy. I believe that's the builder done as much as they possibly can at the moment, and are going to request in some dirt. That's absolutely fine. What else are you going to require for this? It is only a level 1 building, so it should be fairly simple, and oh, well, so far it was, apart from nearly 1,000 dirt that he's going to require. Right, 1,000 pieces of dirt, and we can make 24, I think, from 8 dirt essence here. Yep, 48. So that's going to take quite a bit of time here. Holy crap. We definitely need a lot more botany pots up then. Could we please just get out some gold? Well, thank you for listening then, game. That was some gold ore, which has gone into my inventory. Perfect. Oh, and we even seem to have some luck at the moment. Not sure what's given us that, but I'm certainly feeling lucky. One small little annoying thing about the Asian style supply camp compared to others is that the others usually do give you a block or 2 of gold, whereas the Asian style one here just simply doesn't, so that is unfortunate. But on a positive note from it, we are going to get some red wool, which that's our red carpets then towards these altars. Seeing as I think all of our sheep have fallen off and we're basically just left with some cows and a singular pig. So I kind of hope that we might get more animals spawning from this, maybe at another venture down the line. At the moment, we'll just stick to bloody creepers. We are fast approaching 500 mined blocks then. Yes, we now also do have a tortoise for whatever reason. I'm not sure if anything is going to change at 500, but so far the gold has certainly been lacking. The skeletons haven't. Nope, unfortunately nothing at 500, so on we mine. Well, we are nearly at 650 mines then of the block, but that is the 10 gold ore that we need. So we'll stick that into the furnace and we'll let that melt down. Let's go grab out this red wool then to make the carpets. And we will need plenty of cobblestone here to turn that into stone as well. And that should then be our altars. Right, let's see then. So that is the infusion altar, and I think we need 8 of these infusion pedestals. That's everything. I really don't have too much room at the moment, so I'm just going to quickly make up some more just at the back here, which hopefully that is enough. So let's put that down there, and it is only 8 of these, isn't it? Yep, it is indeed, if I wasn't such an idiot and placed it in the wrong place. But let's get this up and reposition it. That is all then set up for us, so now we need to make these water seeds, which are going to require some of these water dust things, which we will need clay balls to begin with, dirt, gravel and water buckets. We should have all of that somewhere within our storage, maybe apart from some dirt, but that's only a matter of time before we get that. And I believe that is then everything that we are going to require to make up whatever the hell it is that we are at the moment. So we'll stick all of them in and we'll turn this on, then we'll get out the water seeds. And ideally I would like another botany pot just to start growing this, which we should have some spare clay somewhere and some clay balls. Yeah, let's quickly make that up. So that should then be a nice easy hopper botany pot for us, just to grow these water seeds. And if we combine the water essence with some dirt essence, that then is an infinite source of clay balls, which ultimately means then we can start making a lot more of these botany pots. Perfect. Alrighty then, idiot, how are we getting on here? Okay, we've made a little bit of a start with this 800 odd grass dirt requirement. That was some beautiful lag there, but what else are you going to require? A furnace, a barrel horizontal, and a lot of dirt, of course. I believe I now have pretty much all of the materials that he's going to require, apart from the dirt and campfire, and some white beds, which I have been having a little look into, because we do not have any sheep as they all fell off. Fortunately though, the supply camp does have some white wool, so that at least helps for the moment. But in the long run, not having sheep really doesn't help us here. But I have seen that we have a quest here for a new population, which requires us to breed some animals together, and we will get out some animal spawns, including some sheep spawn eggs. So we can simply breed together these cows at the moment, and we will eventually get that requirement met, alongside some more leather for me to eventually make a resource scroll with. I will just need to be really careful though with these sheep eggs whenever we do get them out. Sheep eggs sounds absolutely horrible actually, but you know exactly what I mean. We are now just awaiting in on 852 dirt, which is certainly going to take quite a long time, seeing as the dirt essence we get out is taking a minute at a time, if it's successful. So we need a lot more botany pots then, which is a good job. We are starting to collect some water essence, but even that's rather slow. But I really can't think of what else to do at the moment other than just making up some more of these hopper pots, so we are really just at a waiting game with all of this. We do have the materials to make some more, and as we do make more, it will become faster. but this is still going to be pretty much a chore. And in fact, that then leads to another problem, because we will need to make some hoppers, which will require some iron ingots for this. And iron is growable, but I think it's fairly high leveled essence for it. We will need some tertium essence in order to make some iron seeds. We do have some inferium essence, but really not a lot. Can we grow inferium essence here? Yes, we can make an inferium seed, which is relatively simple to do. Okay, so there's yet another botany pot to grow some inferium seeds, just so then we can start growing some other seeds. I've made a little area over here which will house all of our botany pots, but we do have an inferium crop growing at the moment, which we are getting out some inferium essence from. But in order for me to turn the inferium essence into some higher tiered essence, we are going to require an infusion crystal, which is relatively expensive to make because diamonds and prosperity shards are fairly rare at the moment. But we do get a few uses out of it, so I am willing to spare one of our diamonds and our prosperity shards just to make one. So that is then everything to make the infusion crystal, and I think we can then turn this into prudentium with it. And when we can combine them together to make 4 prudentium essence, I think it then turns into tertium from that, which is what we then need to make the iron seeds. Confused? Good, because so am I. We now have 45 inferium essence, which hopefully, if my calculations are right, that should give us out 11 of these prudentium essence. Let's see. Yep, so there's 16 in total, which that should be then the 4 tertium that we're going to require here. Damn, this is such a long process. And that should once again be everything for it, so this is now an infinite source of iron for us. Which will be grand, because it means that we can basically make as many hoppers as we're going to require to upgrade the botany pots, just so that they do become self-inserting. Although we will require just a little bit more essence here to make another tertium block, so then we can make some tertium farmland to then start growing the iron seeds. But as long as we are getting out the essence here, then that really shouldn't take too long at all. Dirt, on the other hand, well, that's still a fairly long process. There we are then, that is a hopper botany pot with some tertium farmland in it and some iron seeds on top. So it's really not before too long until we do have a small little botany pot army of dirt being grown for us. Which does make a difference for us, because just like that, there's over a stack of new dirt, with even more of it just popping off behind us. And just like that, that should then be all of the dirt that he's going to require for this build. So now we once again just sit back and watch this idiot place in block after block after block, eventually getting up our tavern. And there it is, our new home for idiots. So that is now a builder's hut alongside shelter for these idiots, and we're even getting some spare visitors in, which is nice. The next steps for us are to maybe put down some agricultural buildings and a restaurant just to start feeding them, which we will look into next time.